Yo, we got another video. This video, I'm gonna be ranking every Don Toilver album. I was about to say something. Don Toilver now has, well, I guess 6 projects. For some reason, no tier. I feel like tier list kind of fell off in a way. Now, that people definitely still use tier lists, but like they don't update them because I couldn't find any tier list that had Octane on it. But Don Toilver now has like 5 albums, or I don't know if Life of Don's an album or a mixtape, but he has now like 5 solid albums that pretty much all sound different, even if there's like similarities in some of them or whatever. And Don Toliver has been one of the best. I was gonna say young artists, but people don't realize Don Toliver is actually pretty old. I think he's already almost 30. But yeah, I remember Don Toliver coming up with Heaven or Hell in 2020. It dropped the same day as EA, or Love vs the World 2, I should say, or EA Deluxe, whatever you consider it. But dropped same day as that. That what started him off. But outside of the Asteroid feature, he was on, what's that song called? Can't say. A lot of people thought he was an industry plant, and at the time I thought he was an industry plant too. But if you know his backstory, him being from Houston as well as Don Toliver, yeah, he's not what you call it, industry plant, and he's created a very great name for himself. And now Octane is, I think, the most popular and most streamed rap album right now. Actually, no, I don't think it's the most popular rap album right now, but definitely 2026, and it's definitely like top 5, top 10. But let's go on to get in the rankings. Heaven or Hell. I never was like really a fan of this, but it's not a bad album. At the same time, I'll give it C tier. If I had to give it like an out of 10 rating, probably like a 6. There's a lot of songs. Okay, I don't like No Idea. I know a lot of people like that. Um, there was like a couple TikTok songs on this album that kind of ruined it for me. But obviously, like that doesn't take away too much. Besides No Idea, not No Idea, I can't listen to. But all the other songs, they got ruined by TikTok, but I can still listen to them. But at the same time, this just isn't really like a polished version of Don Toliver at all. No crazy production like he has now. Um, the tracks are kind of short and weaker. Yeah, 6 out of 10 album. I'll put it C tier. Life of Don was a pretty good step up. I put it B tier. At the time, bro, at the time, I thought Life of Don was crazy. Now I think Life of Dawn is still good. I'll probably give it like a maybe 8 out of 10, something like that. There's a lot of good songs on it. I like Outer Space. I like 5 Times. I like the intro. I forgot what the intro was called. Flocky Flocky. I used to not like that song at all, but now that's one of my favorites off the album. 5 a.m. One of the catchiest hooks on the album. This is like a nighttime album. If you listen to this song during the night, perfect. Like, or in the car at night, this is perfect. Don Toliver in general, most of his music could be played during the night and it would be perfect. But specifically this album, I like Life of Don a lot. This came out what, like 2021. After this, he pretty much took a break. He didn't really drop anything in 2022, but I think he had a bunch of big songs in 2022. Then the start of 2023, dropped Love Sick. I believe it was in January. No, it was February. But I'm gonna also put that B tier right behind Life of a Don. Lovesick has some of the peaks of Don Toliver's career, and this is where Don Toliver like became Don Toliver. He figured out what he wants to do with his music and stuff like that. Uh, but I think there was certain songs that weren't for me on Lovesick, and that's why I'm putting it on B tier. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. I like Time Heals All a lot. I think Private Landing's kind of underrated. Um, okay, I know it's the most popular song right now, but I'm saying it's underrated because a lot of people say it's overplayed. That's what I meant. Overhated. That's what I should have said. There's a lot of good songs in this album, but like some of the good songs are kind of weak. Like the intro and the second song are good songs. It's just like songs you don't really go back to because they're kind of weak at the same time. I like Let Her Go a lot. Bus Stop. Those are 2 of my favorite Don Toliver songs in general. And I would say he improved from Life of Don to Lovesick because again, this is like a more polished Don Toliver. and I feel like he figured out what he wants to be right here. But I would still say it's B tier. Now, our first A tier is Hearthstone Psycho. As you can see, Don Toliver is basically just been getting like better for me. Hearthstone Psycho is A tier. Like the first 8 songs of Hearthstone Psycho is peak Don Toliver. Kryptonite, Tore Up, Bloodstone. Um, it took me a while to like Attitude, but I think Attitude is a good song. Bandit, Glock, bro. Glock is one of the catchiest songs I've ever heard in general. Ice Age and four times, or I'm gonna just say 4x4 because that's what he says in the song. Dope, bro. Those 8 songs are amazing. After that, it's kind of hit or miss. Like, I like the song with Tizo Touchdown. New Drop is okay. I think the verses on New Drop are very mediocre. But it's some fine song. Deep in the Water is fine. And outside of that, there's not that many great tracks on like the last couple songs. But Hearthstone Psycho is still a very hard album. Now I'm gonna be honest, I did not listen to whatever this is. I believe this dropped in 2019. I never listened to it just because I was on the whole Don Toliver's industry plant thing. And not even just that. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really like realize it dropped. I never really like realized it dropped. Now, obviously, like I said at the start of the video, Octane is not on this list. But Octane would probably wait. By the way, let me give what you call it, a rating for Hearthstone Psycho. Hearthstone Psycho would probably get an 8.5 out of 10. It would be a 9 easily if there was stronger tracks towards the end. But Octane would probably go next year because Octane is a 9 out of 10 album for me. Basically every album that's a 9 out of 10 would be a S tier album for me. Basically, that's like just how I rate it. But Octane technically doesn't have any bad songs. There's not any bad songs to Octane. There's only like maybe 2 songs I would skip, but I don't even think they're bad. A lot of good songs on it, like Excavator. What's that one song called? Gemstone. That's the song. K9. Rosary. I, and then sometimes Don Toliver has like weaker, like almost throwaway tracks on these albums. Like there's throwaway tracks on Hearthstone Psycho. There's throwaway tracks on Life of a Don. I don't think there's any throwaway tracks on Octane. I think all of them are at least like catchy, have like an amazing beat, and he's flowing on it. Like usually, like obviously, there's gonna be like 2 types of tiers of songs that artists want to put on their album. Like they're gonna have songs that are like way better than other songs. That's just how an album works. Most albums aren't just gonna have straight hits, um, unless you're like Drake or something. So like, not every song is built the same. But Don Toliver finally found a formula where the tracks that aren't hits aren't just like random throwaway tracks. Because I feel like on these 3 albums, it's just random throwaway tracks, or maybe not Lovesick. Because I feel like Lovesick, he had something he was going for, but it just wasn't for me. But Octane is just a straight up good album. My only complaint about Octane is that I don't know the theme of the album. I'm so confused on the theme of the album, right? Because like he's talking about his girlfriend, Kali Uchis, most of the album. But like the album's called Octane. When you look at Octane, you think of more like the biker stuff from like Hearthstone Psycho. But like the album cover is like him like in an astronaut suit almost. So like what does Octane mean? Well, no, I know what Octane means because I literally looked it up when the album dropped. But like what does it mean like in his way? That that's why I was kind of confused about when the album dropped. But either way, Octane, the second best album of the year for me. Hearthstone Psycho was like the second best album of the year for me. And these 2 did not even make my top 5, so don't even ask me. Wait, I said that wrong. This was the second best album of 2024, if not the best. I'm trying to remember, what was my favorite album for 2024? It may have been Hearthstone Psycho. It was either Hearthstone Psycho or We Don't Trust You. But let me know what y'all think about the tier list. I just imagine Octane being at S. Because, again, it's not on the tier list because people are lazy. And y'all could call me lazy for not making the tier list, but I'm not going to make a tier list, bro. But let me know what y'all think. I made the video right here.